We're here in the middle of June as we about to see our first game action of the year. But first, I wanted to do a little minor league update, kind of show you who's doing what, who's where, what everybody is up to, all that fun stuff. And we're going to start with the offensive players. We're going to start in AAA. Jordan Nwogu having a fantastic season, 306 average, 6 home runs. Khalil Watson's back down here. After some injuries, helped him get his first kind of cup of coffee in the major leagues. Wasn't spectacular. 544 OPS. Was a pretty good fielder, but striking out way too much and not walking really at all. So he's down here. Mark Winchester having that year we thought he was going to have last year. Really just 839 OPS. Exquisite. A 1.5 WAR so far behind the dish. Sean Knowles doing all right. Cyrus Johnson and Trey Morgan not doing too hot. Our friend, actually, let's go through this view just so we can kind of see. First baseman Tyrone Garinger. Yeah, look at those stats in AAA. Absolutely killing it. Did fracture his arm, however, it's a relatively new injury. So he's going to be out for about a month or two, basically putting him out through around the All-Star break. We were probably projecting him, but that is how it's going right there. Other first baseman, Lauren Parker, not hitting all too well, but is hitting home runs, so the OPS looks okay. Okay, we talked about Trey Morgan and the rest. We'll start with pitching. Marco Garcia down here in AAA, absolutely killing it in AAA, a .51 ERA, a .62 WHIP in just a couple of games. He, two dominant starts. 21 strikeouts in 17 innings. Pretty good. Alex Hardesty has moved all the way down here to AA, where we have him at the closer spot. Again, Hardesty, a guy that I just don't have too high hopes for. Just hasn't been able to figure it together over 107 major league innings. Wasn't doing well in AAA when we sent him down, and in AA only an inning so far, but maybe a relief closer role, maybe being traded is kind of what we have for Alex Hardesty. I'm not too high on him anymore, particularly. Rafael Parras made his major league debut. He has been with the team for about a week or two now. An excellent 1.54 ERA. Let's look at the FIP 3.5. So getting a little lucky, but still we have him up here in place of these two. Fernando Benitez doing really well. It's the guy we got in a Mariners trade a while back. Striking about 9 per 9. Other notables, Gunnar Hoglund just moved up. He was doing good in AA, not so much here in AAA. Henry Manuel, you see he's cold, and these are the numbers he has. He was rocking a sub-1 ERA for the first 2 months of the season, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's a high riser. He's someone that's knocking on the door of AAA, just 20 years old. Mark Marbury coming back down to earth, which is nice. Chris Sutton doing well. Caruso and Grant not having the best of years with Hartford. And then down here, David Moore, who we just checked in with a prospect profile recently. He is doing fantastic. He started in the bullpen, came back to the rotation. Has been super solid. Again, not going to strike out anybody, but that is okay if you're getting everybody out. Relievers, Doug Kroger, fantastic. Holden Powell, fantastic. Evan Justice, great. Antonio Menendez, great. Really, everyone in the bullpen this year has been lighting it up, which is awesome. Tim Moyer, a guy that we got last year in the draft. At not a single, maybe Victor Vodnik, who hasn't been with the major league team in quite some time now. The only guy that maybe we're keeping an eye on. But everyone in the bullpen, the whole organization, is doing fantastic. Catching wise, talked about Winchester, Josh Rubel. Hitting against lefties a lot better this year, and this is kind of just the guy we were going to have. A guy who's hitting in the 220s to 240s with OPS around 700 just because of his home runs and extra base potential. Going to strike out a whole bunch, not going to walk a whole bunch. It's just kind of the guy he is, and that's okay. He has pretty good defense behind the plate. Edgar Valdez not doing great. Backup. David Bike doing really good as in the backup role. Also a power hitting, but not to catcher, but not to the extent of Rubel. But in his limited time has done well. Alexi Rosa and Cole Spanos down here in single A making some progressions as well. We talked about first base, second base, guys. Cyrus Johnson just not doing well. We keep him around due to that secondary position flexibility. Kind of can play all over. One of the better fielders in all the minor leagues. Just 1 year we can hit decent. He's a guy that could replace Juan Guerrero when it's his time. We still have plenty of years of team control with him. But this is kind of the passing of the torch at some point, potentially. We'll just have to see. Jose Torres doing well over there. And Derek Connolly continues just to hit very well in AA. You love to see it. DeAndre Hiller got a cup of coffee in AA last year. Did exceptionally well. This year we still have him in Single A and progressing nicely as well. Michael Arroyo hitting well in AAA. William Kang had a tough first try at AA. I actually sent him down to Single A, but we have an injury to go over. We'll get that to that a little bit later. Forced him back up. Guillermo Rodriguez just not hitting. This could be kind of the end of that experiment if he doesn't turn around. And Emery Morales, just really excited for this guy when he's able to come up. Talked about Khalil Watson, Jack Spiggers up here, and Braylon Wimmer, just two guys on the bench in AAA. Robert Cairo hitting well. We saw him in the prospect profile, hitting for a decent amount of power as well, which is super cool to see. Fred Gerber right behind him, more of a power profile as a hitter, and that is the case here. You see a 729 OPS. Like to see that. Raymond Gonzalez and Omar Almanzar just chilling here in Single A. Chisholm out for a week or two with a pulled hamstring. And Heriberto Hernandez, who's doing really well in AAA, back up here with the Major League team. Talk about Nwogu. David Howard. Just Howard, the power hitter. He is close to the major leagues in terms of readiness. Will he get an opportunity with us or whatever is yet to be seen. But a guy who is pushing for some time. And here are our guys down in Single A. A lot of talent in the outfield in our minor leagues, but no true star potential in our minor leagues. There's a lot of really solid guys who most of these guys should be in AA, maybe even AAA. But just aren't. Maybe we look to kind of flush out our prospects here in the outfield. William Kim not hitting all particularly well, especially against lefties. And Leland Metzger actually really kicking it on. Did not have a great start to the season. Still stealing bags, doing everything from the leadoff spot in AA. Also a guy who is close to the major leagues. Willie Joe Gary Jr. back in AA doing well. Deshaun Knowles doing okay. Colin Barber mostly on the bench, and actually all these guys really on the bench. So that's kind of what our minor leagues are looking like here in this small minor league update. Our first game here in June, World Series rematch against the Minnesota Twins. It's going to be a very, very fun game. They are 40-26. We are 38-27. So this was the best team in the league last year. We obviously took them down in the World Series. We got Jordan Balazovic, 5.17 ERA. And this is very exciting. This is the one we had on our calendars. We had it marked up. And yeah, we're going to go against the Twins, who, again, we defeated in the World Series last year. Nolan Jones with a 0-0 count will get jammed, but dump it into left field. He thinks second base is an option, and it will be as the throw comes in. It looks like on time, a little bit towards right field side of the bag, and pulls second baseman off of it, Emmanuel Rodriguez. And that will be a four-seam fastball past Nolan Gorman. So Balazovic gets out of it, does give up the double. However, it is still just 0-0 as we have Brooks Lee, Austin Martin, and a Walker Jenkins. And it will be Jesus Luzardo, our ace, who will be starting for us in this game. 6-2 record this year, 3.21 ERA, his best season as a Rocky. And Austin Martin, he's going to tee off for a double. This is going to drop down past Stephen Kwan, or he will cut it off by the warning track. And a double for Austin Martin. So it is the Twins getting a double, just like the Rockies did. And just like the Rockies, the Twins can't score them. That's Jake Berg, yeah. Shout out all of my Pink Panther watchers out there. He flies out MLB, nothing on the scoreboard through one hit apiece, both doubles. And let's see who cracks first. Ezekiel Tovar puts a charge into this one. Fastball, middle. Tovar, 106 off the bat. Kiss it. Mwah. Goodbye. See you later. Home run. Ezekiel Tovar, who is back, by the way. We talked about that at the end of our May episode. He is back after hurting himself in Game 1 of the season. He is back. So his numbers are going to look a little bit wonky after missing about 60-ish games. But he is back in a big way. Tommy Domine this time with 2 outs in the inning. He goes the opposite field, and he drives this one up against the wall. Domine into second base. Another extra base hit for the Rockies. As Blazovic, 3 hits given up. All 3 extra base hits. Romo trying to add to our lead here. Gets a changeup high and just doesn't get enough behind the swing. Timed it up. Got a good launch angle on it, but just didn't put enough oomph into it. And Rocky strike first thanks to Zeke Tovar's solo shot in the second. Gabriel Gonzalez, he's going to go down on that slider that was absolutely filthy. Maybe a ball's length outside of the zone, but just watch this pitch. Luzardo sweeps across, and yeah, I think Gonzalez has a point there. Austin Martin, this time he won't settle for 2. He'll take the whole damn thing. Herberto Hernandez jumps up, and it is past everybody into the seats, and Austin Martin gets a home run for the Twinkies, and it is 2-1. They take the lead off of that blast. The former number 5 overall pick out of Vanderbilt thought was going to be a star with the Blue Jays. Ended up coming over in the Jose Barrios trade. Just hasn't quite figured it out, but getting some big at-bats here for the Twins. Jake Berger again flies out to end the inning. So 2-1 now. The Twins is on Austin Martin starting to figure it out just a little bit. Nolan Gorman 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far today. Blazovic up to 30 pitches as he throws his first pitch of the 4th inning. And this one's hammered. I don't think it's coming back either. Cranked just like that. Gorman not satisfied with being behind. Ties it up for us. And that was a big blast by Nolan Gorman, who's struggled to get going. Not struggled to get going, but definitely not having the MVP caliber season that got him an 8-year contract with us. And he puts that one into the seats and into the cheap sheets, too. That was a double-deck shot. Very fun. Domine, a slider down the middle. He hits this one very well, but just not enough on it. 102 off the bat, straightaway center field. If he goes down either line, it's an easy home run, but just hit it to the most unfortunate part of the ballpark that you could hit that pitch. 2-2 now. Rockies and Twins tied up after 3.5, excuse me. I don't know how much longer they'll be tied up. Kevin Biggio into the corner. Jones gets to it quickly, and they will hold the runner at third base. So tied for at least another batter as Biggio comes through with a double, his first of the season. Hasn't gotten too much playing time with the Twins. Emmanuel Rivera up, the former Arizona Diamondback, into right field. Jones is there to put it away with 2 in scoring position. 2 runs, 4 hits for both squads. We end the 4th. Bottom 5 now. Walker Jenkins, he's going to get a double as Jones dives for it late. Kwan actually runs into him for a second, and he will hold at a double. Jenkins, a big hit. Trying to get a 2-out rally going. Jake Berger, the bugger. This one's high, this one's deep. That porch poking out won't have any effect as Jones backs up back against the wall. And Berger is 3 times today blown out with a runner in scoring position to end an inning. He just cannot catch a break. Nolan Gorman again launches this one and again goes yard, this time for 2 runs in the 6th. Left the fastball up and he just laser beamed it out to right field as Nolan Gorman, 367 but 105 off. Look at that, just absolutely, by the time you got out of the batter's box, that thing was already in the seats, and that will do it for Blazovic, who gives up the lead here. And it's 4-2. Rockies trying to continue their 4-game winning streak against the Twins. Could be even more. I know we played them last year as well. That will call the bullpen will bring up Jorge Alcala. 37 games, 36 innings. Has been very, very good. It's been okay giving up base runners via the hit, but they haven't come around to score very often, and you'll take it. Hernandez up the middle. Take it yourself. I think that's Manuel Rodriguez. And that will do it for the inning. So Nolan Gorman gets a big 2-run bomb. And then the double play gets them out of the inning. 5.5 done here at Target Field. And Manuel Rodriguez, this is hit hard. This is hit deep. This is hit well. This is into the stands, actually off of that scoreboard or the player stat line board that they have out there. That's a home run. So the Twins aren't backing down even a little bit. And it seems like when one team throws a punch, the other one is right there to punch back. Both teams going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Emmanuel Rodriguez, I feel like I've been getting him and Manuel Rivera mixed up, and Gabriel Gonzalez. They're just all mixed up. And here's Gabriel Gonzalez, upset. I'm getting them teammates mixed up. He's going to take it out and go yard. So another home run given up. Just like that to tie ball game again. What went from we had the lead, they had the lead, and then we tied it up, then we took the lead, and they came back, and now they tie it up. It's 4-4 here in the 6th inning. Luzardo back-to-back jacks given up and 3 home runs total that he has surrendered. With 2 outs in the inning, Emmanuel Rivera. Remember, Emmanuel Rivera, Gabriel Gonzalez, Manuel Rodriguez. And those are the 3 guys that we have to keep in a row. With that hit, looks like it might be time for a new pitcher as Brooks Lee comes in, top of the lineup for the 3rd time. We're going to go with Riley Pint here. 9 2/3 innings, 2.79 ERA, 20.5 strikeout percentage. On the ground, Gorman able to scoop it. He's going to go the short way, and a acrobatic play by our 3rd baseman gets out of the inning. But Twins storm back. It's 4-4 as we end 6 innings here. They're going to bring in Reynaldo Lopez, 3-1 record in 35 games out of the bullpen, 3.50 ERA. And he has 2 on, 2 out, 0-2 count to Nolan Jones. And that circle chain just dies on Nolan. He goes down swinging. So Lopez keeps them off the board in the 7th. They do get a couple of base runners, but he is fired up. The crowd's fired up. This is turning out to be a very, very, very competitive and good game. Jake Berger finally coming through. I don't know if this will score a run. Run is coming across, and just because of that throw, Berger finally strikes. Austin Martin comes around to score, and it is a now Twins lead. Jake Berger has been getting denied access all game and finally comes through. Bo Brisky, former Tiger, comes in. Has a 2-1 record, 7 holds, 4.01 ERA, trying to keep this lead from stretching any farther, and he will do just that. Put that one on the top right-hand corner where no one could get to it. And Abner Uribe is going to be the guy that they're bringing out to close it down. Has been their closer for quite some time now after acquiring him from the Brewers. And actually, interestingly, Yohan Duran, who has been here, that wasn't a trade, but he ended up going to the Brewers, I believe, this offseason. So interesting how it's like they didn't trade, but they did swap closers eventually, which I think is great. Slider, outside box. That's Tommy Domine's Achilles heel. He loves swinging at those, even though he knows he can't hit them. Drew Romo just loves swinging at any pitch he knows he can't hit because the guy, love him, can't hit. Stephen Kwan keeps things going, however. Does get a single into right field. We'll see if anything comes of it. The go-ahead run now at the plate with Amador, Nolan Jones, Nolan Gorman coming up short. Amador 0-1 count. Popped up, left field, and won't bleed. That would do it for Twins come back and win. It was 4-2. They stormed back with a couple of home runs, and a poor throw from the outfield was all that they needed to win this one. And they sink the Rockies a score of 5-4. And Minnesota wins again. They get a little revenge from the Fall Classic, which they came up empty-handed, and they win the first game of this series. Pint picks up the loss. Lopez picks up the win, and the save goes to Uribe. 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBI, 2 home runs for Nolan Gorman. He was really not our lone bright spot, but definitely our best player today. Tovar had the solo shot. Luzardo, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 strikeouts. Pint and Brisky did well in their 2 combined innings. Austin Martin, 3 for 4, a demon today. 2 for 4 from Walker Jenkins, and everyone had a hit, basically. I think one guy did not have a hit. Biggio, Jenkins, Martin with doubles, home runs from Gonzalez, Rodriguez, and Martin. Blažević, 5 innings, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and the bullpen shut us down from there. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs given up. We then take on one of the best teams in the National League, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yes, the Pirates are quickly becoming one of the best teams in the league. Look at 45-23 their record is. After we take 1 of 3 in Minnesota, we now have to return home. Bud Leonard on the bump, face off against the Pirates. 4.68 ERA. We talked about him having one of the better starts of the season. It's faded off a little bit. 4.68 ERA, 73 innings pitched so far for him. And Ketel Marte, he loves playing against the Colorado Rockies. A former Diamondback, now current Pirate. Back in the day, I had Ketel Marte on my Pirates franchise. He did well. So, not surprising. Actually, a little nostalgic seeing this, even though that was a video game and not real life, like this is real life. And Marte, 462. Absolutely. Oh, I don't even know a word. Planked? Plopped? We'll go plopped. He plopped it. Big plopper hours. Why not? Big plopper hours. And that one in center field. Henry Davis, he pops it up, and that will do it. So 1 run off of this 1 hit by Ketel Marte, and it is 1-0 Rockies Pirates before the Rockies are able to bat. Roansy Contreras, 5-5 record, 81 innings pitched, having a very solid season for the Buccos. 2.89 ERA as well, and just having a super solid season, being one of the top pitchers for them, which they love to see. Dale Amador, he lays into it, and now it's our turn to have our switch-hitting Dominican second baseman hit a home run in the first inning. The parallels, Ketel Marte is a very, very fun comparison to a Dale Amador. So very overall solid bat. Hits both sides of the field well, or both handedness as well. Hits from both sides of the plate well, I should say. Solid fielder. In Ketel Marte's younger day, definitely had some more speed element to his game. Now he's a little slower. But yeah, that's super cool. Our Dominican-born switch-hitting second baseman, both getting some home runs in this. Gorman's going to go down swinging, but Amador ties it up. In a brand new ball game, we're going to start back at 0 as we head into the second inning. Absolute blast by Adele Amador. Jamar Johnson, he leads us off in the second inning, and he's going to put this one in the corner where Sterling Thompson just can't get to it. And it'll be a double for Jamar Johnson, the former number 4 overall pick. I believe number 4 overall. Ryan Reynolds, he launches one to center field. This will be deep enough to score the run, so Jamar Johnson will come in, and he will score. And it will be 2-1 Pirates in the second inning. Dunkiel Fernandez now batting. He lifts this one into center field. This one's back and over the head of the center fielder. Fernandez will jump into second base. I believe Enrique Bradfield's out there in center field. He's speedy, so if you know he can't get to it, no one can get to it. And guy on second base. Domine trying to bring him in and chops it down to shortstop. And I believe that's Jamar Johnson playing short. Will throw on to end the inning. So we do get a double, but nothing to show for it, as Dominic couldn't bring in the runner. Bradfield, he goes down on the changeup. That's going to be strikeout number 2 for Bud Leonard. Brian Hayes playing DH, which I don't know. He's a very good fielding third baseman. I don't know if it's just a day for him to just get some rest but still keep the bat in lineup. I don't know. Hopefully they're not doing that all the time. He gets a double, however. I'm talking about his fielding and how good he is there. And he's just smoking doubles off me. Why not? Marte, he goes down. He can't get Leonard a second time. Del Marte goes down on a nasty curveball. Bud Leonard starting to feel it. Did give up that home run, but it settled in quite nice. Amador on the ground. This one's through. Will they test the arm? They won't. They keep the runner at third base. Runners on the corners. Just one out. And Nolan Jones, one of the best clutch hitters coming up. He does nothing. Nolan Gorman, he does something. Served into left field. And that will tie this ball game up to a piece now. Donkeil Fernandez, he's 1 for 1 and gets jammed on the slider inside. And Reynolds has all day to park under it. And that will be the game. This is the third inning, guys. It'll be the third inning. That's the first third of the game done. Clearly spring training for everybody, I guess. I don't know. Ezequiel Tovar, middle fastball, and he puts that one. Oh, it's caught. Ryan Reynolds. Whoa. I thought for sure this ball was gone. Reynolds on his horse, a little leap at the end. Oh, baby, that's nice. That would have probably just hit the top of the yellow, but still a nice play. And Tovar, he's going to rob Ketel Marte. He was mad at Brian Reynolds so much, he had a web gem of his own. Which play was better? You let me know in the comments. That leaping catch out in left field or this diving stop and throw by Ezequiel Tovar? I'm a little partial to the Rockies, if you don't know. This one was a little bit better. Top 6, however, Henry Davis swings through a fastball, and Leonard really settling in as we head to the back 9 now, or the back third. We have Gorman, Fernandez, and Tovar up for the Rockies. Need to get something going here. 2-2 your score. Fernandez deep, left field, going back is Reynolds, looking up is Reynolds, and gone! Donkeil Fernandez scores! Home run here in the 6th. Tie things up, or excuse me, not tie things up, take the lead, the 16th long ball of Fernandez's season. And that gives us the lead 3-2 in the 6th. Now we're up in the 8th inning. Gregory Santos trying to get Triolo out. He can't. Into center field, and Bradfield with his speed coming around. That will tie things up. Ugh, we were so close to just getting out of this game and finishing things off. But Jared Triolo with other plans. This one just slices past Tovar. He gave the dive just for, I guess, aesthetic. And Ketel Marte swings through that. We would have loved that pitch just a batter sooner, but we get what we get. We won't get upset. I'm actually pretty upset. I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty upset. I'm hand up. I'm just going to be upset about it. I don't care about the saying. I'm going to be upset about it. Either way, that is swung on and missed. Ketel Marte goes down by way of the keg. And it is 3-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. These are the moments that the Rockies love. It's something that they've made their money off. Dan Wyatt was brought in for the 9th inning, and it's going to give up a double to Tamar Johnson. And now you have a runner in scoring position as the Buccos try to take the lead here. Wyatt has to face off against Hayden McGreary. Pitch inside, tied him all the way up. That fastball and ran it on his hand. That looked like more of an impulse defense swing. He thought his body was in harm. And yeah, McGreary looking like a pretzel after that swing. Reynolds past Gorman. Thompson picks it up. The throw home is not cut off and in plenty of time. What a throw. What a dot by Sterling Thompson. And it keeps this thing tied as we head into the bottom of the 9th inning. He's at bat now. Braxton Ashcraft And, yeah, no, he can't have the good defensive play and then the big hit. It's all the movie show. Yeah, no, he's just going to drown it. But still, great throw by Sherlock Thompson in that inning. Let's clap. Everyone home, can you get a clap? Get the claps. Yeah, but anyway, grounds out. We are basically mimicking each other offensively as we head to the 10th inning. Bradfield gets the best of Calderon. We brought Calderon to try to close things down, and he can't. And now it's 4-3, 2 on, still no out in the 10th inning. You get that one run up. It's always that second run. That's the difference. And, that's the difference. Both runners taking off, a hit and run. Brian Hayes puts it into the outfield. Both runners actually stopped, started going back, but then once that thing came down, they were able to go. And with Bradfield's speed being as high as it is, this is now it's 6-3 game. And we have, look at this. Watch this. Puts it up. Both guys hit the brakes. They go. Then they hit the brakes again and then go to advance to the next base. Calderon, Triolo. Triolo beats Calderon. Throw comes in from Jones. Plenty of time. Actually gets the runner at home. But I think that's just the last highlight play we're going to see. Henry Davis, he's out on the cutter. 6-3 score. Calderon did not get the job done. He's been good, but it's just, I don't know. He's just not, I just don't, I think a lot of us can agree it's just not the closer, you know? Fastball swung and missed. Who is the closer? This guy. This guy had like 50 saves last year. Absolute freak. And we go down to the Pirates. So we played two of the best teams in all of baseball. We beat the Twins. We do not beat the Pirates, however, and Jose Hernandez has 28 saves this year. 1-0. Pirates lead the series. They win this one 6-2. Here's how the stats looked up. 12 hits for the Pirates. Everyone but Henry Davis had a hit. 14 strikeouts over. So our pitching staff, we see a lot of these games. High hit, high strikeout games we're giving up to opponents. It's very, very interesting. 7 hits over 6 innings and 6 strikeouts for Contreras, Ashcraft, and Hernandez. Pitched 4 scoreless, 3 scoreless, and truly dominates. Tovar to Romo, those last 4, no hits, 5 strikeouts combined. Can't do that if you want to win ball games. Leonard, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 earned, but it was Calderon and his 2 earned, 4 hits in the last inning that really screwed the pooch. Trying to get some revenge on the Pirates. Stephen Kwan comes into this game with an 11-game hitting streak. We're kind of going to look at, see what he does in this game and follow along after that. Jared Jones on the bump, and he gets Kwan to be a little bit late on that fastball, which made the difference. So no runs come across the score for the Rockies, and it's still 1-1. We have some movement, however. Both teams scored, and now it's 4-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Josh Fleming on the mound. He gets Kwan to be a little bit late, and that's run down and caught. So Kwan in danger of losing his hit streak. He does. It just becomes all Pirates from there on out, and now we move on. Next game, or next outing we see from the Rockies, Riley Pint going against the Dodgers. Casey Ortiz at the plate. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Or Opitz, excuse me. Casey Opitz, he goes down, and we keep this lead where it's at. 4-3 ball game. Big strikeout by Riley Pint as he works some magic against Los Dodgers. And they have double the hits as we do. We have more runs, and that's really what matters at the end of the. Calderon's going to come out yet again. He's still our closer. Regardless of what it is, he's still the guy that's going to come out and do the job. Or we're going to ask him to do the job anyway. See what he can do. Again, 25 of 30. The ERA is up to the 3s now in lefties. Still just hitting off of him. And CJ Abrams continues that trend, and just like that, another blown save. I mean, relievers' seasons are so hard to gauge. You have to kind of view them in chunks. And just right now is not a great chunk for Calderon. He had a really, really solid first couple of months, but ever since the weather got a little warmer, it's been no bueno for him. Mookie Betts, he's going to go gapping, and that's back-to-back pitches, back-to-back extra base hits. And Roger Calderon, I'm in danger. Throw gets away, and Mookie able to go up to third base. It's just all bad right now. Now you have a runner on third base, no outs. You have the most dangerous player in all the league, and he flies this one out. And just like that, 3 pitches, you go for having a 1-run lead to now being behind 1 run. Can't have it. You want to win these ball games. I know it's June. I know it's like not the end of the world. We still have like 100 more games to play, but these are the games that when you're down 2 games in September, these are the games you look back on. It's like, oh shit, you won that game, you're fine. Or you win this game, you're fine. Or if you don't absolutely shit yourself here, you're doing all right. Yeah, it wasn't all right at all. And Benny Montgomery, grounder to Abrams, that's it. 7-4, Dodgers win. It was a big strikeout for Riley Pint we walked into, and nothing came out of it. So, yeah. Now we're going against the Nationals. We are down by 1. Juan Adon on the mound. Nolan Jones at the plate. Swing and miss. 0-2 count. And the circle change just sped up the bat a little bit too much. And Jones goes swinging over the top of that one. Look at this pitch. Just fluttered in there. Didn't break a whole bunch, but just the perfect amount of juice taken off of it. But Nolan Gorman, talking about juice, we've dropped him down the order a little bit. He delivers. Keeps this, ties this ball game up with 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. And Nolan Gorman, he's celebrating. Willie Lucero is going to come in now. 50 innings off of 23 appearances. 4.09 ERA, and we have our lefty masher who excels with runners in scoring position, and he has a weak fly ball with runners in scoring position facing off against the lefty. Go big. Hebert Ruiz against Bo Brisky, and this is going to drop. Chisholm just overran it, misjudged it, and we give up another lead in extra innings. What are we doing? 3-2 Nationals. Runner on second, no out. Brisky, however, does keep things close. Does get the 2 outs, however, and Montgomery can't get to that Luis Garcia triple. And another run comes across, and the Nationals taking a 2-run lead here in the 10th. Our turn in the 10th, and Domine over the head of the left fielder. That's going to score a run, so we're not dead yet. Basically get a no-out double to start the inning, just like the Nationals did. So we have 3 outs to get Domine to home plate, just to keep this game alive. Home run would be great. Big double would be great. Just give me something great. Benny Montgomery, 2 outs. This one's high. This one's deep. Changeup left hung. And that's going to drop. Benny Montgomery, he gets a big hit. He's going to third base. The pitch, or the throw gets away. Now he's on third base with a 2-out triple. We're just copycatting the Nationals. This game's all tied up. All we need is a single. All we need is a base hit. All we need is for Nolan Jones to come through. Can we have our star player come through? Montgomery did it. Domine did it. DJ Hertz is going to come in, get a lefty matchup. But we know that Jones does not mind facing off against the lefty. And this is off the glove. Second baseman picks it up, fires it, and that's it. Rockies win. Rockies win. They rock it off. As Nolan Jones, just a ricochet off the glove of the first baseman. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Got a pitch he can hit for sure. Rifled it. Absolutely smoked it. And Montgomery came in to score, and that's all she wrote. And our final just scouting look ahead before the draft. And let me just kind of show you our board, what it's looking like. And first up, Ken Yamazaki, a guy that we think is a hidden gem. For all we know, not too high on anyone else's board. 6'2", 230 out of Japan. With the new rules, a lot of these guys coming straight to the draft, which is awesome to see. And this guy has skills. Everything looks awesome. He throws the ball very, very hard. Curveball, slider, sinker, 3+ pitches. It's looking scary out there. Hopefully Ken Yamazaki is someone that we can add to our team in the upcoming draft. Alfonso Cordero, another guy we looked at. High strikeouts, keeps walks very low, and also has velocity. Also a high schooler from Panama. 3+ pitches, especially that slider, which is near plus territory, which is awesome to see. Slider, circle change, sweeping, curve, and the four-seamer. Again, really love this profile. Really love what he does. The underlying metrics look great. A guy that maybe we get in the later rounds and maybe goes under the radar. So that would be super, super dope if we can add him to our board at some point. Marshall Reynolds, a guy we might have looked at in the first one, but came back as injured on the doctor's exam. Big power, righty first baseman, can play left field. Probably won't be playing left field. Mostly bat, mostly that power. Intriguing. We'll see if he falls at all. Am I okay taking a flyer on the guy? Maybe, but is injured, does suck, but another guy that I thought was notable to add. Ray Jordan, a guy that is 44th ranked by Pipeline. We have him closer to 25. Super high contact bat. Kind of gives me Emery Morales vibes. Third baseman, can also play second base. Fielding's okay. Very hitterish profile, and again, that same breadth as Morales. Maybe because we have Morales, we double dip, same position, same skill set. Maybe not. But definitely a guy interesting. Maybe he falls to us. Again, a couple picks in the 60s we have, so be intriguing to see where he ends up if it's not with us. Lower on the board, this is a guy that we're definitely looking for with our second picks. Kenneth Lemon, a guy who's high contact against righties in the outfield. Again, we don't really have too many premier outfielders. We have a couple of good ones, but nobody that we think, hey, maybe you can become a starter one day. Plus speed, one of the fastest guys in the draft. 23 is a little bit older. That means that we can maybe even not have to really give him that big contract. It's a cheap outfielder. Definitely someone we're looking at with our second pick. Final guy we're going to look at is Vinny Cole. We think he has some pretty good potential to be a really good player for anybody. Hopefully it's us. Keeps hits down. The one thing, slider, the primary pitch, changeup, and then a fastball that hits 98 miles per hour, maybe even faster. Maybe more of a reliever with the profile, but does have some really good stamina. Has gone innings in college. So yeah, another guy, and that's our last guy we're looking at in our scouting profiles before the draft. So we end June on a nice little win streak here. We're winning a lot more of our games. A sweep of the Washington, split of Houston, and we are 2/3 of the way to a sweep with Chicago. Here's some notable series. Against the Dodgers, we split. That's fine. Minnesota, we lost the series, and we got swept by Pittsburgh. So two teams that are the head and shoulders above everybody else in the league right now. Also won this series up here with the Dodgers. So we went against the two titans of the league, and we lost 5 out of 6 of those games. So not as super encouraging. You look at the standings so far. Right now, we're leading the National League West by a game and a half. The Diamondbacks have faltered a little bit, and the Padres have kicked it into high gear. Dodgers under 500, Giants decently under 500 as well. So these two guys we are going to be competing with, as we almost always are. And the anonymous source says those are the two best teams in the league. We've got 6th in the anonymous GM rankings. So that is where we lie. In the rest of the league, in the American League East, Orioles lead a not too stellar AL East. The Central, obviously owned by the Twins, the Guardians and the Royals picking up this year. Usually it's been the Twins and everybody else is below 500, kind of like what this looked like. But the Royals are in there. The Guardians are making a bigger push. And the West, always been competitive. Athletics starting to kind of creep away from the pack. The Astros right there, and they're both leaving the Rangers in the dust. At season end of the day, it would be Astros, Guardians, Rangers wild card spots, and the Royals knocking on the door right there. Rays, Angels, and all these guys under 500. As we get into July, these are the teams we're looking at to maybe poach some talent from. And we'll discuss kind of our plan and what we want to do in the trade deadline next time. National League, Phillies, Nationals in a close race with the Braves well behind them. Pirates and Brewers putting the league on notice. These two of the best records in the league. And then us at 47-35, leading everybody in the NL West. Brewers, Padres, Diamondbacks aggressively in the wild card and trying to separate themselves from the Nationals. That also makes this race for the AL East a little bit more competitive. 2.5 out of wild card spot, 2.5 out of the division. So it's either division win and get the 6th wild, or get the last wild card spot. Up to you. And that will do it here. We got the draft, we got the All-Star game, and the trade deadline next time in July. I'm excited. I hope you are too. We will see you next time here with the Colorado Rockies.